Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the new LOKLIK iEngrave laser. I'll be showcasing 3 different projects that are super easy for beginners. I do want to thank LOKLIK so much for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get started. This is the LOKLIK iEngrave cover. It's the laser that I'll be using to create all of today's projects. After I received it in the mail, it was super easy to unbox and put everything together in just a few simple steps. This is a 10-watt laser with class 1 safety for home use. It blocks laser exposure and smoke for a safer, cleaner home use. After I got it put together, I just downloaded the mobile app since I will be using it on my mobile device. It is also compatible with your PC with the Lightburn app. But since I'm going to be using it through my mobile device, I'll be showing you how easy it is to create projects. For the first project in today's video for DIY number 1, I'm going to be creating some coasters. I'm going to be using these unfinished wood coasters that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and the first thing I needed to do was create my design. So I went to my mobile device and pulled up my LOKLIK app. And then I'm just going to be uploading some files that I have on my phone. I actually purchased these files from Etsy. I'll have a link down in my description box if you guys are interested. But it was a whole tiered tray laser set that you can get, and it was all summer themed. But what I wanted to do was just do one design at a time for each coaster. So the first thing I did was went into the layers of the design, and then I just started going through and deleting the layers that I am not going to be using because I just want one design. So once I got those deleted, I was left over with the one that I want to use. I just resized that and got it placed where I want it to be, and then simply went up to make at the top right hand side. It then prompts me to where I can choose my settings. For the mode, I'm keeping it at line, and then the operation Engrave. For the material, I'm going to be choosing the basswood board, but LOKLIK has over 300 materials that you can choose from. For the power, I went ahead and left that to what it suggested, which was 75%, and the speed at 7,500. And then I just went ahead and got my coaster placed down, which you can see I accidentally, on my first cut, did cut through the bottom of the laser, so don't make that mistake. But I went ahead and got it framed on the coaster and then just engraved it. I did end up going over it with 3 passes, but I think it turned out great. Now I did the same thing. I went into the LOKLIK app once again to do my second coaster. I chose the same file because I am going to be using another one of these images from the one that I bought. Did the same steps, just went through, deleted the designs that I did not want to use, resize this one here that says sweet treats, and then I am using the same modes for the coaster I already did because it worked out beautifully. Now, as far as getting it on my coaster, this one was a little bit uncentered or not centered, so I ended up going back in and adding an ice cream cone at the very top right hand corner, and this ice cream cone was in the images that are already in the LOKLIK app. There's so many of images and fonts already in there. It makes it super easy to create a design, especially if you're a beginner. And as you can see, I did a third coaster with another one of those designs from that kit. This is what they look like all finished. I think they turned out great, especially since this was my first time and I'm still getting the hang of how things work with the LOKLIK app and with the different settings on the laser, but I love these. Now moving into the second DIY in today's video, I'm going to be creating some really simple, cute little tags with these unfinished wood tags that I had in my stash. I went into the LOKLIK app and then just pulled up a blank canvas and selected text. I'm now just going to simply type out the word sweet, and then I went in and just changed the font. There's so many different ones to choose from, but I just went with a traditional one, the Times New Roman. So once I have that switched over, I just resized that down and went up to make in the top right hand corner. It then pulled up where I could select what material I'm going to be using and like what my layers are going to be. So for the layers, the mode that I'm doing for this one is going to be filling, and then the operation I'm doing engrave. The material, I went ahead and chose basswood board, and then the settings I did kind of work with a little bit. I did a couple test ones first, but I ended up changing the power to like around 80%. This one I believe says 81%, and then the speed I changed to 6500. That just ended up being what worked best for these specific wooden tags. So once I had that all done, I went ahead and got my tag in place and engraved the word sweet. And because I needed 2 tags, I went ahead and did the same thing for the word summer. I just went into the app and did a blank canvas, typed out the word summer in the font Times New Roman, and did the same thing, the basswood material with the power at 80%, 6500 speed, and let the engraver engrave. And this is what they look like. They weren't exactly centered, but they're good enough for a beginner project. So next I'm going to be creating my project. I have one of these unfinished wood frames from Hobby Lobby, and I wanted to have some like checked print around the frame. So I used some paper and thought I could Mod Podge it and just sand away the excess, and it worked out fine, but I ended up not really liking the way that that worked out, so I'll be changing it. I did paint the inside of the frame with some white paint, and then as you can see here, I'm just tearing off that paper because I thought it did not look very well. Instead, I'm going to be using this white and red checked ribbon from Dollar Tree, and it was the perfect size to go around the frame of this piece. So I just hot glued that ribbon around all 4 sides of my frame. I'm then using 6 of these strawberry buttons. These ones are also from Hobby Lobby, but I did need to remove the back plastic pieces off so that they could sit down flush. So I just took some pliers and cut those off of the back of all 6 buttons, and then I placed my buttons down on my frame to see where I want them to be, and then just went back through and hot glued each one of them down. Next, I used some white paint and painted around those words Sweet Summer on the tags just to make those pop a little bit better. And then I used some of this red and white string and strung both of those tags on that, tied those off, and then before I attached them, I wanted to give them a little bit of a distressing, so I used some dark brown paint around the edges. I then used some hot glue to attach the tags themselves, and then I attached those to my frame. I used some of these unfinished wood buttons around 3 corners and then made a super cute jute bow and attached that on my tags. And this is what the project looks like all finished. I think this one is so cute, and those tags really make a statement on this piece, and it was such a good beginner project to try out my new laser. Next up is DIY number 3. For this project, it's going to be another super simple one. I'm going to be going into the LOKLIK app and just uploading that same design that I had purchased from Etsy, just because I love these ones and I am a beginner. I wanted to do something fairly easy. I went ahead and deleted all of the designs from that I wasn't going to use, and just kept this one that says Summer Vibes once again, resized it, and I'm going to be doing a line engrave with this one, and just keeping the suggestions again that it was saying that I should do for this one. Since I am a beginner, I just thought that this was the easiest. I went ahead and got this piece from Dollar Tree all framed, and I'm just going to be engraving right in the center of it that Summer Vibes design. The iEngrave is so fast. It does 30,000 millimeters per minute, and it is super precise. It also does, like I had mentioned before, over 300 materials, including wood, leather, plastic, acrylic, aluminum, and so much more. If you guys are interested in purchasing the LOKLIK iEngrave, I will have a link down in my description box. and I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I do want to thank LOKLIK again for sponsoring today's video, and I want to thank you so much for watching.